And welcome to Press Pass Live. Gonna do a little short version since it's just me, and well, to be honest, who wants to sit here and listen to me for 45 minutes? No one, that's who. Not even my wife would like to do that. So we'll keep it short. We'll catch you up for where we are right now in week 6. I think the last time when we left you, we did weeks 1 and 2. So we'll cover weeks 3, 4, and 5. We'll talk about some surprises, some things that have just kind of stuck out to us. We've had very, very little owner movement this season, which has been a good thing. We've had a couple of teams at the very, very bottom where the new guys just haven't worked out. But I'm hoping that maybe even after the holidays, we'll have some of those guys who had to step away due to work and life, that maybe they'll be able to come back and get on our waiting list. But right now, we are full and things are looking good. Make sure that you subscribe and like the video. Go to our Twitter feed. Make sure you subscribe to that. If you have time, hop over to leaguecrawler.com. Make sure that you create a profile there. Find our league. Give us a rating. Leave a little comment. Helps us out. Helps them out. Just trying to get some movement. Let guys know that we are a good league and we'd love for guys to come and check us out. Also, lastly, go to grownfolksoc.com. Check out all the latest updates. After I finish all these videos, I'll make sure to get that all updated for you. Lots of fun things going on with the FIFA and WWE League that is firing up. And there's even rumors that we're going to start a golf league, so make sure you check that out. But we are here to talk about the OMFL at Press Pass Live, so I'm excited to have you, and let's hop right on into it. Week 3, which is where we left you off, the Falcons took out the Jets. The Jets are an interesting team. They seem to have a lot more firepower this year, but they haven't quite been able to put it all together, and the Falcons are an absolute powerhouse, the best offense in the league last year, and they know how to put up points and make you pay for your mistakes. They're unbelievable. The only other team that I think I've played, the only 2 teams I should say, would be the Buffalo Bills and the Seattle Seahawks. Both of those guys are very good on offense. The Saints fell to Miami 16-21. Saints still trying to get some things figured out, man. I think that they're going in the right direction. They've made some moves here lately that's going to shore up that offensive line. It'll be an interesting team to see how they finish out the year. The Minnesota Vikings beat the Detroit Lions 33-16. Detroit's on a vacation right now, so he's had a couple of CPU games, which is going to hurt his season early on. But this team was in the Super Bowl last year. Look for them to bounce back. This was a good matchup between the NFC championship game from season 68 last year. New England Patriots doing what they do, 37 to Carolina 9. Carolina's just been struggling up to week 3. They turned it around for weeks 4 and 5, and they're actually our game of the week for week 6. Make sure you check that video out as I break down Carolina and Miami, 2 teams going in opposite directions these last 2 weeks. Green Bay beats Pittsburgh 20-15. Had some movement with Pittsburgh, but we have a very good owner there now with Madden Maniac. Glad that he's here. He's going to get things figured out over in Pittsburgh. Tennessee and Kansas City play to a barn burner, 25-24. Tennessee ekes it out. Tennessee is a very good team. I had the luck to play him in week 1, and he is very, very good. It's going to be a fun team to watch this year. Cleveland makes it close in Houston, 24-20. Cleveland's still trying to get that running game figured out. Still have some quarterback issues. Again, an interesting team that had an interesting draft that still has not found their quarterback to get them stable. You would think that they would do that season 1 so that they have the most time to build him up. They didn't go that direction, and they're an interesting team. But you know what? Got to give it to them. They kept it close in Houston, 24-20. Tampa Bay 23, Chicago 3. This is the team that we've had some turnaround with Chicago. I'm personally a huge fan of Hard Hitting Ozone. He's actually going to be on the hot seat this week. We're going to try to knock that out today or tomorrow. So look for the hot seat to come out with Hard Hitting Ozone. He is playing very good here in the NFC South, and the Bucs seem to be turning things around over there. Jacksonville with a 19-0 win over Cincinnati. Jacksonville is just one of those powerhouse teams. It keeps it on cruise control till the playoffs get here. The playoffs seem to be his kryptonite. It'd be an interesting team. I want to see, can they do it once they get into the playoffs. San Diego comes away with a 33-27 victory over Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles are just one of those intriguing teams to me because he lives in England. He's one of the few guys that are not in the U.S. that we're allowed to play here because he goes out of his way to make sure his games are done. You don't hear from him very often. He's a very good player, but old Meathead's got things rolling over in San Diego. He comes away with a very nice victory, 33-27. Denver falls to Dallas, 37-31. Unfortunately, I had to play Dallas, and that team is very, very good, man. They have a stifling defense, and in this game, he seemed to put it all together and beat a very good Denver Broncos team. The LA Rams with a shocking win, 34-7 over San Francisco. I just say shocking because the Los Angeles Rams have all the firepower, but the San Francisco 49ers usually keep games much, much closer than that, but LA seemed to be rolling. My Arizona Cardinals fell to the Seattle Seahawks 31-27. This game was all about the Seattle offense. I actually got the ball down to the 8-yard line, and with one play left, time expired. I threw a pick in the end zone. I had to get the ball out. He was playing zone on me. Played a lot of zone that game, and that team is so fast, so smart, that zone just is super, super hard to beat with them, and they caused me to turn the ball over several times. And that Seattle Seahawks offense is rolling. Wilson is well on his way to MVP candidate status in this league. That guy's having an unbelievable season. Buffalo gets revenge against the Raiders, 29-21. Another matchup from the AFC Championship game last year. This Buffalo team is unbelievable. They just, not only did they win the bowl, but they had like $50 million in cap space. They got every free agent that they wanted. They've made unbelievable deals in the offseason with trades. This team is stacked from top to bottom. They have offense, they have defense, they have running backs, they have quarterbacks, and they just have it all. This is a very, very good team, and the OMFL better be on notice because this team has a chance to repeat this year. The New York Giants win 28-10 against Washington. I think the Washington Redskins have a new owner that's going to take him a couple of weeks to get this team going in his direction. But Man Eat God is a very good player, and he'll get things figured out. Giants have things figured out. That's a very solid team. They play good fundamental football, and they are just one of the top teams in the NFC. The Baltimore Ravens, to wrap up Week 3, come away with a 19-13 victory over the Indianapolis Colts. This is a little bit of a shocker for me. Vandelay just moves all kinds of guys around on his roster, especially the bottom portion of his roster. If you try to hide a guy that can play on your practice squad, you can bet your bottom dollar that Vandelay is going to find that guy and he's going to pick him off, or he's going to force you to sign into your 53. The Colts, on the other hand, beat the Jaguars back in Week 2, I want to say, and then to fall to Vandelay, a team that's no one has really heard from a whole lot as far as wins and losses. That's a very impressive win for the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to move over to Week 4, which had even more in really good matchups. And we're going to start out with the Minnesota Vikings coming away with a 31-6 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers. This Minnesota team, I played them last season, and they are just loaded. They know how to play, and they're fast, and they'll jump up on you early, and the game will get out of hand before you recognize it getting out of hand. That'll happen to you, and they just know how to make you play out of your comfort zone. And that's a very nice victory over a very good Pittsburgh team. The Kansas City Chiefs come away with a 27-20 victory over the New York Giants. Another very shocking matchup to me. Ziploc seems to be a little bit of an up-and-down team, but a team on the rise. And the Giants are just steady Eddie, man. He is just going to be there each and every week. He's going to make you earn your victories. That's exactly what he did to Kansas City. The New Orleans Saints fall to the New York Jets, 13-30. The Jets, again, are one of those teams that just make me scratch my head a little bit. You don't hear from him a whole ton. Super quiet guy. Doesn't really say a whole lot. Rarely is he in chat. Some games he gets blown out. Some games he is doing the blowing out. Just a team that you can't quite put your fingers on. I want to see the Saints turn around. Hope Chaotic sticks with it, keeps rebuilding that team to fit his style, because I believe in my Saints and I believe in Chaotic. He's a great guy, and he's going to get things turned around. Indianapolis Colts bounced back from a shocking loss last week to get a big victory over Massimo and the Houston Texans, 34-17. Another game that you just didn't know what to expect. These Colts tend to be up and down this early in the season. The Texans are a very, very good football team. Massimo knows how to play. He's got his Texans back, and that is an impressive victory for the Indianapolis Colts. Atlanta Falcons, again, probably the #1 offense. The only team I know it's going to push him for that is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. They come away with a 31-13 victory over the Los Angeles Rams. These Falcons are going to push the NFC South. The Bucs are answering that call this early. They are looking to make the Falcons earn it. They're not going to give it away. This offense is stacked to the brim with talent. My Arizona Cardinals come away with, I got to admit, usually Brady is my co-host on the show, but we weren't able to get it in last weekend, and so I'm doing it during the week. I've got some time off. This was a little bit of a shocker for me, Brady, because he and I just match up well against each other. We just have really good battles. We know each other from our old NFC South battles where he was the Bucs, I was the Saints, and we just would have back and forth. And I just tend to have his number. I just get lucky against him. And this was just one of those games where my team was clicking and his team was struggling, and I came away with a 31-6 victory. But even if I would have lost 31-6, I love playing Brady. It's just a fun, straight game. You know that guy's going to mix it up. You know he's not going to lean on one thing heavily. You know he's going to attack you with the inside run. You know he's going to play straight up FPR football, and it's always a fun game. Cincinnati Bengals get back on track against the Cleveland Browns, 31-17. I'm beginning to wonder, is Cleveland going to pick up a win this year? It's keeping it close, a lot closer than last season, but that's still a team that is in rebuild mode. The Buffalo Bills show the San Diego Chargers what it's all about, 31-5. A very big victory for those Buffalo Bills. That's a scary team, and the AFC needs to get things going if they're going to make the Buffalo Bills earn another shot at the Super Bowl. Seattle Seahawks came away with a 24-21 victory over the Detroit Lions. Not 100% sure this game was actually played against human versus human since Junior was out on vacation, but I think it might have been. Seattle Seahawks team is just loaded. They're just very, very good. They just have a good offense, a fast defense, and if they play zone on you, it's going to be difficult to make plays. Tennessee Titans come away with a 31-24 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. The Kingpin has been struggling this year. He's a very good player. He and Brady, I know, work off of each other and help train together. And this team is much better than their record indicates right now. Tennessee Titans, on the other hand, are playing very good football. And they are in the upper portion of that AFC looking to make a playoff push. Denver Broncos bounce back with a 37-26 victory over the Oakland Raiders. And I feel bad for Oakland to have to play Buffalo and then bounce right back and have to play the Denver Broncos. That is a really tough back-to-back 1-2 punch of two teams, and they have really struggled giving up points to both of these teams. They're going to have to get some things figured out and rebound if they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. The New England Patriots, again, shockingly just rolling through everybody. They did this last season and then stumbled in the playoff against the Bills. This might be the team that can make the Buffalo Bills not do a back-to-back. This might be your team that comes out of the AFC. They come away with a 34-13 victory. They do it all, and they do it all really, really well. Carolina with a 21-16 victory over hard-hitting and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Double Null is really playing much better starting this week. This tended to be the game that got him on his roll. And like I said, check out that game of the week for week 6. And then finally, the Green Bay Packers come away with a 23-21 victory over the Chicago Bears. This was, I think, a CPU game possibly. I think I'm right. Maybe I could be wrong. This might have been against another owner that just didn't work out here. But a nice win for the Green Bay Packers in week 4. And then finally, we will cover week 5. The Jaguars bounced back after a tough game against my Cardinals with a 17-10 victory over the Houston Texans. I think this is now 3 in a row for Houston, which is shocking because this team was one of the powerhouses in Madden 16. Massimo knows how to play. I know he's got a new baby and maybe not able to focus quite as much. He's keeping these games really close, but he's just not able to get over the hump and really get those victories. Instead, he's fallen in really close games. My Cardinals fell to the Dallas Cowboys 20-14. These Dallas Cowboys are unbelievable. They're very good. This was another game where I had it down close, late with one last play. I think I threw another pick possibly, or maybe it was 4 and out. I think this one was a 4 and out and turned the ball over and downs, and he was able to nail the clock out and end the game. Just another team that does it all really, really well. A very good running game, an extremely good passing attack with Prescott, and then a very, very good defensive team. Baltimore Ravens come away with a 12-9 victory over Cleveland. Cleveland got things to figure out, man, and Baltimore is beating the teams that they should beat so that they can stay in the hunt. Carolina Panthers with a 20-17 victory over the New York Jets. Another really close game. I know that the Jets are a very good passing game. They seem to abandon the running game, the few games that I've watched, a little too soon. Be a team that I'd like to see focus on the run a little bit more, control the clock a little bit more. They might be able to pick up a couple of more of these close victory games. Carolina Panthers, on the other hand, red hot, 2 in a row. They roll into week 6 for game of the week. Cincinnati Bengals with a 41-17 victory over the CPU Detroit Lions. I know that that was a CPU game for sure, but hey, you know what? The Bengals know what that's all about. They had this happen to them last year, and they'll gladly take a win as they look to turn things around and make a push for the playoffs. Minnesota Vikings, 29, Green Bay Packers, 16. What can you say about the Minnesota Vikings that I haven't already said in this podcast? This team is very, very good, and they are rolling. Someone needs to stop them. Tampa Bay Bucks with a bounce-back victory, 24-0 over my New Orleans Saints, and Chaotic. Chaotic's got to get things turned around. I know that he made some moves after this game to really get his focus and attention on protecting his quarterback and opening rushing lanes. And he actually plays really good defense. He just can't seem to get that offensive rolling. And if he can get things turned around offensively, this will be a much better team. Oakland Raiders 41, the New England Patriots 20. A nice bounce-back victory after 2 tough losses for the Oakland Raiders. And to beat Cincyburg and this New England Patriots and in this fashion is extremely shocking. The New England Patriots were rolling this season, completely blowing people out, holding them down to just 10 or less points and scoring over 30. And in this game, they only got to 20 points, and the Oakland Raiders put up 41 points. This is what's tough about the Oakland Raiders. They have all the tools, they have all the players to really be a powerhouse. And if everything clicks into place, they're a tough team to beat. The New York Giants, come away with a 21-19 victory over San Diego. Just a classic battle between 2 old school guys that just get up there, play straight up football, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Let's see who plays better defense and comes away with the victory. New York Giants bounce back with a very nice victory against a really good up-and-coming San Diego Chargers team. Kansas City Chiefs 33, Philadelphia 6. Another shocking game. I just didn't see this coming. I got to give it to Ziploc and the Kansas City Chiefs. They're playing really good right now, and Philadelphia is struggling. He's going to have to get some things figured out there because this was a game that should have been much closer than the score indicates. Denver Broncos come away with a 24-19 victory over the Washington Redskins. Again, another victory that was closer than I would have expected, but it goes to show you that man-eat God, Everts, whatever you want to call him, he's starting to get some pieces. You know, he's making a few little moves lined up, getting on his free agent, he's moving players around, okay? He could be one of these teams that gets things figured out late this season and then rolls into the offseason, gets his own players in there, has a solid draft, and makes a run in season 70. Buffalo Bills with a big victory, 34-21 over Miami Dolphins. Miami's been playing good football, but their struggles recently have added up to just some really good teams coming in, and he's not able to just quite yet compete with those very upper echelon teams. He's kind of in the upper portion of the AFC, but those big dogs up there, the Bills, the New England Patriots, those teams are very, very good. Atlanta Falcons, man. What can you say again that I haven't said about him? This team might be the best offensive powerhouse in the league. They do it all, and they're very, very good. 41 points to Chicago 10. Chicago Bears is a tough team. That owner was actually talking in chat today. Dakota is brand new here, and I hope that he becomes one of those long-standing owners here. I always get excited about new owners as they join us, but he was talking about, you know what, his team just doesn't fit him. So this is going to be a team that you see probably struggle the rest of the way. And again, like the Redskins, have an off season to really make the team look like they need it to look like to make them win and be a team that I have my eye on for season 70. And then finally, the San Francisco 49ers continue this up and down roller coaster for the Indianapolis Colts, 35-20. Again, San Francisco is a very good team. You just never know if they're actually into it. Not an owner that you hear from a lot or at all around here. Not really a very engaged owner, but a guy that I know plays a lot of Madden, is in a lot of leagues, and really does his homework with Brady, who is one of the best football players that we have here. And it's a team that can just run you over if you're not careful. And these Colts, man, hard team to get my finger on, Colin. Up and down, big win, tough victory, loss. Just a team that I can't quite figure out. That's a tough loss for them. And then that brings us to week 6, which we are in. Make sure you check out Game of the Week again. I keep plugging that, but you want to check that out, and you'll see all the week 6 games that we have that are already going. Take a quick look at our power rankings. Like I said, I want to keep this short this week, so we'll take a quick look at the power rankings. We'll flip it real quick. We'll go 32-1. After that, we'll talk some FPR, and then we'll get you on out of here. The Browns at 0-6 and the Saints at 0-6 come on at 32-31. Again, tough to see my Saints down there. I know Chaotic works a ton, and he's really trying to get things figured out. And I think that he will if he just continues on the path and doesn't abandon the job that he's doing. Tough team to have this Madden. It was a total rebuild job. The team was old and slow and just didn't have a lot of cap. So they've got a lot of things to figure out. Browns are still a head scratcher for me. I know he's working hard on getting things figured out, but just wonder, why did he not take a quarterback high in the draft? Get that guy that can play for a long, long time for him. Have the most seasons with him, and just a head scratcher for me. Redskins come in at 30. Jets at 29. Lions at 28. A team that will not stay down there. He's been gone for a couple of weeks on vacation. He will rebound and be in the upper portion of this league. 49ers, another team I do not think will stay down here, at 27. Chargers at 26. Texans, a little bit of a shocker there at 1-4. They've had some tough losses this week. Bears at 24. Rams at 23. Steelers at 22. Chiefs at 21. Packers at 20. I like the Chiefs, man. Just look for that team to continue to build and get some momentum. It could be one of those teams that makes a late run. Colts come in at 19 with their up and down season at 2-4. Raiders at 18. Another shocker at 2-3. He's just had some tough games, some really hard teams to play against that he just had back-to-back-to-back. Eagles at 17. Cardinals at 16. And then the Dolphins at 15. One of those teams that I really am excited to see how their season plays out. Maybe not able to compete for a deep playoff run, but surely a team that can be in the playoffs. Panthers at 14. Jaguars at 13. Cowboys turning things around this season, 4-1. They're at 12. Titans at 4-1 at 11. And then the Ravens at 3-2 at number 10. Another 3 teams that really have turned things around this season, and they've made a push, and it showed in the power rankings. Giants at 9, Bengals at 8. Good to see Houday back, and we had really great news about him, so we're celebrating with him, excited for him in his personal life. Vikings at number 7, Bills at number 6. A team, he's probably not happy to be this low, but it is what it is. The Patriots at number 5. This team is actually, or I should say, this power rankings are actually pretty NFC heavy, which is not something that you're going to normally see as we progress through the season. This league really is AFC heavy with the top teams. Buccaneers at 4, Seahawks at 3, Broncos at 2, and then the Atlanta Falcons, 6-0, coming in as your number 1 team. Again, those Seahawks are one of those teams that can push him. But you know what? When you score 206 points and you only allow 110 and you're 6-0, you deserved it. Your number 1 team in the OMFL, the Atlanta Falcons. And then finally, we'll just talk a little FPR. Make sure that you're always brushing up on FPR. Actually, the FPR issues that we've seen recently have been just around guys calling the same types of plays over and over. So whether it be play action, whether it be blitz, my all-time favorite thing to hate on, cover 2 zone, those things seem to be called a lot. I know, especially play action seems to be the most. Seems to be a lot more play action. I don't have a huge problem with it. Just don't start doing it 75, 65, 55% of the game. All right, just keep it straight, mix it up. Biggest FPR issue that we've had so far has been around contracts. Guys are signing a lot of illegal contracts, and just causes us a ton of work because we have to go in the back end, edit all of these contracts, and it's just, honestly, it's a huge pain in the rear. Please pay attention up front. Make sure that you go over those rules. I have made those rules as simple as possible, even in question form. Do you want to do this? Yes. Okay, do this. Nope. Okay, then don't do this. Do you want to do this? Yep. Okay, then do these steps. Nope. Okay, leave it alone then. Step by step, it's easy. Pull it up in front of you. We've made contracts easy this year. And I know there's been a couple of guys that have been asking for 5-year deals, but a majority of the guys are not going to ask for 5-year deals. So just know, have 25% bonus at least, up to a 4-year deal, signed to your heart's desire. Less than, if you're asking for more than 4 years, then you must sign to a 4-year or less contract, or you got to let them walk, or you can franchise tag them at the end of the season. So there you have it. Please ask questions. Lots of good things. Our FIFA team is rolling along. There's been talks of a 2K team possibly being started. I know we've talked about the golf league. So look, our community is growing. Things are looking up, and it's an exciting time to be part of the Grown Folks online community, and even in a more exciting time to be part of the OMFL. Even things might drop a little hint that we may even be adding a new Madden league. Slightly different setup, slightly different rules, same vein, same genre of gameplay, but a Switch league that may be starting soon. With that said, there will be some rules around. You can't quit one to play in the other. You know, this isn't a, we've worked hard. We've worked for many years on this, and we don't want to start like having guys have like an internal war about what league is better. That's not what this will be about. So look for that to come up. And if you haven't heard the news, Daddy Leagues is coming back. There should be an announcement coming out very soon, but it is coming back. I know that'll make us all excited. Good things are coming. So thanks for tuning in for Press Pass Live, and listen to me, your host, the Commissioner, Nate. I appreciate it. You guys are the very best. Thank you for spending your extra time with us. We will see you next week, this weekend, I should say, for a live Press Pass Live that we'll push out. We'll let call-ins. Hopefully we'll get Brady's bum butt back on here. Chaotic, somebody. I got to get somebody in here to talk to me so I'm not talking to myself. We'll break down the games. We'll even start to look at some stats. We'll look at some league leaders. We'll look at maybe some rookies. We'll break down some FPR, and we will turn it back around to you. So until next time, appreciate it. Good luck in your games. Just keep it clean, and we'll see you around. Peace out.
You make